How much of African Giants is autobiographical?
Unfortunately, 95% of it. Like, especially like those conversations, a lot of those conversations is actual dialogue that I've had with my brother or with someone else in my family.
What was the most important thing you learned at AFI?
These people here, why I'm kind of getting a little emotional is because like, they're like my family. Like I'm from Virginia and I didn't know anyone here and I was scared. And these people came around me and we made films together and they believed in me at a time where I didn't believe in myself. I love everything about AFI. It taught me my sensibilities, it taught me craft, it gave me my family. And so I learned the tools of the craft and then could learn the things I wanted to change about the craft.
Going to AFI and learning how to do things the right way, really hammering that in, I think this is a great challenge to, test it out in the market on a bigger scale. But it was really just trying to apply what we've learned here to a future and really trying to see like, oh, how do we do this thing the right way? Let's do it with the, the permits and, SAG and all the, do it the right way, all department heads and all that, so.
You learn to appreciate your collaborators and sort of follow them and work with them and not be shy about voicing your own opinions. And I feel like that's what I learned most at AFI is kind of honing my own sensibilities and knowing what I even can do and want to do and like to do.
We always start with a tone meeting, but we go just beat by beat through the script, and he walks me through like any super specific things editorially, like if he's like, I need to start the scene on the wide, I just know it, things like that. But sometimes it'll be like, he'll just walk me through emotionally what he pictures for the scene, and that tells me what I need to know to go into the first cut. So it's kind of whatever he can throw at me in that meeting is super helpful for me, because I want that first cut to be the best that it can be, and so that's kind of the purpose of the tone meeting for me.
But when he tears his self-tape area down and he's like, they don't give a shit about diversity, they don't give a shit what you want to do, is actually a verbatim, line by line, what I said to my writing partner when I was very frustrated with this industry, and it was the moment I decided I was gonna make a feature and stop going on generals and stop writing specs and stop having all these, to me, useless conversations that don't actually lead to making something. And I said that to him, and we got into this big fight. His name's Helmer. I remember he left my apartment, and I wrote the entire thing down, and I just copied and pasted and put it in the screen, but literally copied and pasted my notes into my final draft. So a lot of it's autobiographical. And this has been the greatest thing for me. There was a Nigerian woman who came up to me after the screening at Slamdance, and she told me something very similar. She told me that, she was like, I have never seen us on the screen like this. And when I wrote it, I remember watching like Blue Valentine and all these films, and I love these films, performance-based, dialogue-based, but I'm like, but that's not my experience. Like, I wanna do this with Africans. Like, I wanna do this talking about my stuff. And that's why I made the film. And so to get to the point where you're at a premiere and to have strangers walk up to you and tell you something like that me sharing my story connected with you in that way, it is the reason I want to be a filmmaker, and you just gave me the greatest compliment, and I really appreciate it.